Galaxy TV News, and we absolutely appreciate it. I am Kelly Egiga. Let's take a look at some of the stories we are tracking for you at this time. The Lagos State government in October 19, 2020 inaugurated an 8-man judicial panel of inquiry and restitution to investigate cases of police brutality in the state as the protests continued. Now, we understand there is a public hearing organized by the Lagos State House of Assembly. To get some insight and perspective, Deputy Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Shinlo Kusani, joins us live from the State House of Assembly complex. Many thanks indeed for agreeing to speak with Galaxy TV. Can you kindly walk us through the essence of this public lecture?
Kindly walk us through the essence of this public lecture.
The public engagement becomes necessary because the Lagos State House of Assembly instituted a 9-man ad hoc committee to look at ways and means of compensating those citizens of ours who had suffered losses, especially after the Lekki incident. The one set up by the government of the state, the executive government of the state, has a broader term. It has a broader term. It is looking at all of these brutality by SARS and ways of compensating people who have suffered from their brutality and finding ways of punishing any officers and compensating victims of the police brutality. As specifically, it's not about the Lekki incident. It's actually what happened, those who suffered losses after the Lekki Tuesday incident. You know, there were lootings, there were robbing and whatever, arson and what have you. It is those citizens of ours that suffered losses after the Tuesday incident that we are trying to find ways and means of mitigating their losses, of finding ways and means of putting them back to work, because we found out that this year, 2020, is a year of a kind, and the state or the nation had suffered from pandemic, and these looting and whatever now happened. If you are not careful.
What is the assessment and position of the House following the revelations at the Lagos State Judicial Panel of Inquiry?
Still watching like you and others, we are watching proceedings, and then we'll be more concerned with their findings and recommendations. For now, it is in their court. It is for them to they are supposed to be free, independent, to make their assessment, to do their findings. But what we'll be concerned about is the findings and their own recommendations. And that is what we'll be concerned with.
I mean, can you talk us through the duration? How many days is it going to go on for?
Modus operandi is just like 5 steps. Before it was having meetings amongst the committee members and deciding ways and means of our own ways of achieving the terms of reference. And after doing that, we decided that we needing the services of technocrats and other personnel like insurance people, like valuers and what have you. So we have engaged them and they have been very, very helpful. The third is these giving them forms, the victims. We sent forms to them to fill, and after filling the forms, we'll be meeting the Lagos Central today. We have met with them. Tomorrow we'll be meeting victims of all of that tomorrow for Lagos West Senatorial District. On Friday, we'll be engaging with them.
All right, Honorable, just one final question. How would you respond to the chaos which broke out On the Ikeja-Long Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway, after motorcycle riders and personnel of the Lagos State Task Force clashed, and of course we also confirmed that there was also a clash between the two yesterday around the second Rainbow Festac area.
But we are yet to get the full report. When we get the full report, we will act as appropriate.
All right, we'd like to thank you so much for agreeing to speak with Galaxy TV. We have been speaking with the Deputy Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Shinloku Sani. Thank you so much for speaking with Galaxy TV.
Thank you very much for having me.
In the meantime, a 7-man panel of the Supreme Court has affirmed Diodiri as the duly elected governor of Bayelsa State. In the unanimous judgment delivered by Justice Sylvester Nkwota, the Apex Court dismissed the 6 appeals filed against the deputy governor and his deputy, Lawrence Erujak. But we have details of that story in our subsequent news package. Thank you so much for watching. I am Kelly Egiga.